Hello! Thank you for joining us today. My name is Lauren Stewart. I'm the naturalist at Maumee Bay State Park, and I also do all of the Northwest, but we are very grateful to have you here on Harrison Lake's open house. And I'm actually going to introduce you to Jeremy Babcock. He's the park manager at Harrison Lake State Park, and we have a nice little presentation for you. And Jeremy's going to tell you a little bit about the park. We also do have a Q&A for questions. So if you have any questions regarding the park, or if you have any questions for Jeremy himself, he'll be able to answer them for you. And if you have any questions based on programming, I'll be able to answer them for you as well. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and send you over to Jeremy.
All right, thanks, Lauren. Is everything good to go on your end there?
Yep, you're good to go, Jeremy.
All right. All right. So I'm the park manager here at Harrison Lake State Park, and this is a great park. I think it's kind of a hidden gem in the Ohio State Parks. As you can see here, we are in the extreme northwest part of the state, just a few miles from Michigan and a few miles from Indiana. You know, that's I consider that a blessing because it's so quiet up here. We're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but we're really known for just being a family-friendly, laid-back park that's very clean facilities and just quiet. That's what when most people come here, that's the comments they make. We love the fact that it's very laid back, slow paced. People are just relaxing. There's not a lot of noise. There's not a lot of traffic. We're on some county roads, so that's why people come here, and that's what they like it for. We do have a lot of shade in all of our campground campsites, so it's really grown up to be just a great, peaceful, quiet park. A lot of the locals actually, when they come, they go, "Wow, I haven't been here for 20 years, and I don't remember it being this nice." And that's because the trees weren't very big at that point. So they've grown up. We got a lot of shade, and it's just really a great campground, a great family atmosphere. Just a couple of dates here and some information for you. We do have a sewage plant here, so in order for that to operate properly, we have to shut it down in the winter. So the restrooms, shower, houses, and dump station open up around April 1st, and then they close around November 1st, give or take a week or two, depending on weather. So if we get a warm spell, we could open earlier or stay open later, or vice versa. So, but those are just kind of some general dates to remember. The water fill-up is available year-round because you can camp year-round here. The campground never closes, just the restrooms and shower houses and dump station do. So the electricity is on all year round, and you can camp all year round. So we do have the availability to fill up your water in your camper, so you can be self-contained if you'd like, and you have the ability to do so. We're kind of like a medium-sized campground, I would say, 143 electrics and 36 non-electrics. We do have something new this year. I recently made a visit to a local metro park and saw that they had some really nice primitive walk-in only tent sites, and they were full. And I looked around the park and decided there was some area available for us to do something like that. So we're going to put 3 new non-electric tent-only carry-in sites in the woods, located in between the camp store and the North Campground. And it's a really nice space. The guys did a really good job of clearing those, and it's in the woods, so you're going to have a lot of shade. We will probably be spraying for insects in there, so you won't have to worry about that. The only thing is we don't have a drive to them yet, and we don't know that we actually ever will put one in for this primitive area, but you will need to park at the office and then carry in your stuff. So it's kind of for a light camping weekend, but it's something I think that people really enjoy. and then just a new added feature here at the park. We do have a couple of hiking trails, about 3.5 miles. Basically, the biggest one is about 3.1, I think it is, and it goes just around the lake. On the north side, you do walk through the woods, and it does, I would call it kind of a moderate hiking trail. Some valleys and going up some hills and stuff like that. So it does provide some really good exercise and some different terrain. It's not just completely flat. And then also we have a Storybook Trail located by the office. It's a really wide, really flat, open trail that we just, if you're not familiar with the Storybook Trail, we basically take a book page by page and you walk to each page, read it, and we change those out once a month in the summer. So that's also sponsored by our friends group, and they help us out with that. It's a nice little feature here at Harrison Lake State Park. Things to do here, as you can see, is a big list there on the screen. I would note that on boating, Harrison Lake is it's 103 acres, I believe it is, 103, 105. So it's a pretty big lake. It is unlimited horsepower, no wake. So any size boat, any size motor, you're good, just no wakes. So the fishing is pretty good in the spring and fall. We do have quite a few bass anglers that come out on the weekends and try their luck. The only downfall of that is the water's usually pretty cloudy, so it's a little bit challenging. I suppose if Harrison Lake was completely crystal blue clear water, it would be a little bit more of a large attraction than it is now. People come here to swim a lot. Picnic King's great. Our disc golf course is it's not super challenging, but it's fun. It's fun, and I would say kind of maybe for a beginner to intermediate disc golfer. And for you bird watchers, I have seen a few species that I've never seen before in the spring. Last year I saw scarlet tanager, and what else? There was one more, indigo bunting, I believe it was. So spring and fall, we get some good bird migration through here, and it's pretty neat to watch. In addition to the campsites, we do have 2 yurts and a cabin, and there's just some information on those. They sleep 5, and the yurts get a little warm because there is no air conditioning in those, but they cool off very fast at night, and they're usually full, so they're very popular here, and people really like them. And then the cabin is just has a couple more amenities there, and it does have air conditioning. So those are options if you're not a tent camper, or if you're not a camper, you have the options to stay in Harrison Lake in the yurts or the cabin. We also have 3 shelter houses available for rent. There's the prices on those. The beach shelter being the biggest, and then the Marzoff, and then the north after that. And finally, coming soon, we're excited to announce that we are on the capital project list for 40 new full hookup sites. Now, please keep in mind, that's a penciled in list. So nothing's in stone. As things come up throughout the state and different needs arise, those priorities could be shifted, and it's happened before. But we hope to get those new full hookup sites here, and that would be just a great addition to the park. Folks obviously really like the full hookup sites, and it'll be a great addition if and when we can get those. So that about does it for me. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
We had one about the shelter houses, which I did see you did put up the rates. They were curious and if you could rent a shelter house. So you did cover that slide. Yeah. But there's also another question if there's any naturalist programming at Harrison Lake.
So there has not been the last couple years, year with COVID, and we hope to start scheduling some naturalist programming this year and in the future. And Lauren, being the naturalist, go ahead and add to that if you'd like.
Absolutely. So the great thing about me is I'm able to do programming throughout Northwest Ohio. So virtual programming is a big thing right now since we're not doing any in-person programs, but I can do virtually programming for anybody. If you have certain school groups, if you have maybe a Girl Scout group, a senior group, I've done all across the board, all different ages. So more than happy to do programming. There we go. Sorry, sending myself live so you can see what it looked like again. So again, I'm Lauren Stewart. I'm the naturalist for the Northwest Ohio. So I can do virtual programming right now. And in the summertime, and as we start to begin to do in-person programming again, I can also do, even though I'm based out of Maumee Bay State Park, I can also do programming, requested programs at Harrison Lake. So programs can entail anything from doing, say, a nature hike, to archery, to fishing, to stand-up paddleboard, or even kayaking. So pretty varied. Virtually, I have a lot of programs I can do. I have live education animals. So if you have a school group and you're talking about life sciences, those animals fit in really well to what we do with them and explaining the whole life cycle and ecosystem of Northwest Ohio. So please feel free to reach out to me. I'll put my email in the Q&A box. So if you have any questions about doing virtual programming this year, or maybe in the future doing in-person programming, please let me know, and please feel free to contact me. And I think those were the only questions. So Jeremy, what's the best way to contact you?
Yeah, there we go. If folks can see that, that's my email address there. And that is the park office phone. If anybody has any questions, shoot me an email, give me a call, and we are happy to help.
Perfect. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us today. Please feel free to contact Jeremy for information about Harrison Lake State Park, and me, Lauren Stewart, for any information about programming. I'd be more than happy to help. And again, my email and contact information will be in the Q&A. So thank you guys so much for joining us today, and hope you figured out some fun things about Harrison Lake, and we hope to see you this summer.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.